Welcome to the Zero Fasting Sleep Challenge.
Crap. You guys see your shadow on that side? Might have to go a little forward.
We have two different clocks that are working inside of our...
Sorry, I didn't press record.
It's okay, that's good. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna be logging 7 hours of sleep. Another piece of the equation, which is like environmental cues, light, the food that we consume or the food that we don't consume, right? So Zero Fasting is doing some awesome stuff. We have some epic giveaways.
Ow! My hands are thrashed enough already.
So we're gonna film some ads and film a couple thumbnails, so that's why we've got the green screen set up. But in the meantime, just to get my head on straight, I like to do a little bit of red light therapy. So what I do, I'm a big meditator, so red light therapy works well, but you really can't be using it with your clothes on. So I at least take my shirt off. So I take my shirt off, turn the red lights on, and then I'll do a little bit of meditation. And when I meditate, I also listen to, let me grab this. A lot of times I'll listen to the binaural beats again, just because I feel like they kind of help my brain get into the right spot. So in this case, I'll just use these guys. So typically with red light therapy, you want to expose as much of your skin as you possibly can. So, you know, you go in your boxers or whatever, you know, and just try to do it for about 10-15 minutes. The best time to do it is typically right when you wake up, in my opinion, just because the photobiomodulation works in the way of kind of getting you through that morning inertia, helping you feel awake, helping you know, get through that. So it's a great time of day to do it. I can use it in place of coffee and honestly feel like I just went for a run. So I'll use it before I work out, things like that. In this case, it just kind of helps. The reason I do it while I'm meditating isn't because it's helping my meditation, it's killing two birds with one stone. I'm gonna meditate anyway, I'm gonna get my head on straight for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Might as well get a little bit of red light therapy while I'm at it. So I don't think it's helping me with my meditation per se, maybe it is. There are some huge mental benefits. Anyway, actually this one might just be, let's just do just literally from here up, just like my face is, and I'll just be kind of like looking to right at the number. I don't know if that's gonna come across.
Well, one of them did. Hold on, where?
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
There's one where you like that one, where you like turned your face.
Oh, like I hate myself.
That comes across pretty well doing the whole. God, that's so much mayo. All I smell is the mayo.
What number is that?
That is 153.
Blissfully unaware. All right, nice good day of shooting at the house, at the studio, thumbnails, got ourselves set for about a half a month. So now you have an idea of what goes into it. Then the rest of the time is editing, running the channel, posting the videos, doing things, managing brand deals, having a bunch of liability, a bunch of other stressful, annoying stuff. I guess I need to lock the door. We're gonna head home for just a second, and then we're gonna head to Costco and film yet another video. Poison oak is like clothing to me. Like I'm pretty much always wearing a little bit of poison oak just because I'm super allergic to it and I always have it. But this particular batch got me so bad and it turned into a pretty bad wound that kind of got infected down in my lower leg, and I was able to catch it pretty quick, but you probably noticed it here and there, maybe in the workout section of yesterday's video. But so I'm just itchy. I got it systemically. We'll cook up something good with all these Thrive goodies a little bit later. I'm devour this. So these super rich source of iodine, which your thyroid needs, or you actually need to produce thyroid hormone. So basically you combine tyrosine with iodine, and that's how you create thyroid hormone. That's how the thyroid creates thyroid hormone. So for your metabolism, keeping a healthy metabolism, iodine is super important. That's why you usually see it in iodized salt, because we don't get a lot of iodine in our diet, so they put iodine in salt, but I don't consume iodized salt because I don't want bleached, just demineralized salt. I want good, full, rounded, well-rounded mineralized salt. So I get my iodine from seaweed now and then.
All right, let's go.
I still need my wallet. So So we just got back from filming a Costco haul. Now, spoiler alert, it was a $200 per month, $50 per week Costco haul. So you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek here, but I still want you to be able to do the haul with me when it releases in a couple of weeks. Now, a lot of the things that we got at Costco, just FYI, you can also get through Thrive Market. So in part 1 of this Day in the Life series, I got my Thrive box and I explained what was in it. Part 2, we're gonna use a little bit of the stuff that I got from Thrive to cook with tonight. So we're gonna cook some of the stuff we got at Costco, but we're also gonna use some of the Thrive Market stuff too, just to have a little bit of fun with it. There is a special link down below if you wanna check out Thrive Market. So Thrive Market makes it so you can get like the keto pantry staples and everything like that delivered right to your doorstep, super, super easy and convenient. And it ends up being a lot of the time more cost effective than the grocery store. And they have a little barcode scanner that you can use when you're at the grocery store to scan it to see if you can get it cheaper at Thrive. So anyhow, special link down below if you want to check them out. So you'll kind of recognize some of the Costco items are kind of similar with some of the Thrive items. Kind of cool. Anyhow, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to cook some dinner with what we got at Costco, with our Costco haul. And I'm thinking, just to have some fun with it, probably gonna cook up some ground beef, make it in the way of some delicious burgers. So I think that's what we'll do. So avocado oil, like I mentioned, there's this recent study out of UC Davis that showed that 82% of avocado oil was actually either soybean oil or just mixed with other oils or was completely just rancid. So not good stuff. But Chosen Foods, oh, I didn't need to do that. I had a nice little tab that I could have opened it with. Chosen Foods is one of 2 brands that ended up being very, very clean as far as real avocado oil. So I was happy to see that at Costco, which is really cool. So this ground beef. Now I'll show you something that I learned to make a keto burger just a little bit better. Pop 1 egg into there. Okay, now check this out. We're gonna take some of these guys, put these 405 pork rinds, which were an awesome find at Costco, and they're having that special going on where they're going to be in Costco stores in January. Crumple those guys into it, and then I'm gonna mix and mash that up. That's almost like adding breadcrumbs. I might even add a few more. Put a little bit of this Pecorino Romano in there. That is the best cheese. Yeah. This is an elote seasoning or everything but the elote seasoning from Trader Joe's. A little bit of cheating there, but. Yeah. Cauliflower rice that we got. Sauerkraut. Just a little flavor while it's steaming. I'm not a cook, but I'll make it work. Big fan of these Kavita drinks. I was drinking one earlier. These are like these lemon cayenne probiotic drinks. They're not a kombucha, they're Kavita, so it's basically water kefir. Which is basically where they take water, add a culture to it, and you kind of let it ferment. That is the way a keto burger should look. So added some Brussels sprouts to this cauliflower rice. Trader Joe's makes this awesome roasted broccoli, like that. I don't have a bunch of veggies. I was talking about in the grocery haul when I was saying it works out great because you can drizzle it or spray it evenly to add a little bit of flavor to it. Look at that.
Holy. That.
Let's go to town. That buffalo sauce did it. The sauerkraut needs to be mixed with the veggies. That's a good taste. Not so much on the burger.
Yeah, I can just eat the sauerkraut by itself.
So I'm an unconventional keto guy. I eat tons and tons and tons of veggies. And you have to remember that veggies break down into short chain fatty acids in your gut. Okay, that's called butyrate. Short chain fatty acids. There's butyrate, there's propionate, there's acetate. Butyrate is a short chain fatty acid. Do you know what a ketone is? Beta hydroxybutyrate. It's only 1 hydroxy group off from butyrate. So when we consume a bunch of veggies and they get broken down into the short chain fatty acids called butyrate, you could largely argue that they're going to get converted into ketones a lot easier. Plus, there's so much evidence that supporting a diverse microbiome is hugely beneficial as far as signaling devices and as far as so many other aspects of our life. So, yes, I eat a ton of veggies. Does the carnivore community not like it much? They don't, because I speak to a lot of the science that is beneficial with carnivore, but I also eat a lot of veggies. So maybe I'm not gonna fit in that crowd, but I'm all about doing keto as clean and Mediterranean as I possibly can. Even though I'm not a good cook, I can still make stuff tasty, so it just usually doesn't look too great. You probably limit when you're editing how much I'm just sitting here by myself eating.
Oh yeah.
Oh, how was that? Now I'm depressed. That was good. Pretty much these both episodes of Day in the Life were just cooking and eating. That was like more than I've eaten in a day in a long time. But at least it was good food. As far as supplements go, I don't take a whole lot. Okay, I'll usually take like quite a bit of fish oil. I'll usually take some magnesium. I'll usually take a good probiotic. I'll rotate vitamin D because I don't like to take a whole lot of synthetic vitamin D. So most of the vitamin D that you're getting from a supplement is going to be synthetic. And I also I ebb and flow it depending on how much I'm outside and how much vitamin D I'm getting from my diet. Okay, so let's take a look really quick at what I take. I've got Mag SRT, which is Jigsaw Magnesium. This is a dimagnesium malate. I take this all the time. Okay. One serving is 4 tablets. I usually end up taking about 5. If I've been active or I've been using my brain a lot more, I will take a little bit more. Let me grab my drink real quick. And then as far as probiotics go, I take Seed, which is a very unique probiotic because they have this really cool technology where the probiotic, there's a capsule inside of a capsule. You can see it, it's kind of under the lighting here. You see there's like a little capsule inside there. And that's very powerful delivery all the way until it colonizes in your colon. So you're actually planting a good amount of bacteria there. Very seldom do I recommend probiotics, but I do recommend Seed. I don't even take it all the time. I rotate off the two. This is sort of what I would consider, this is my words, not theirs, kind of like an anti-aging sort of thing. Nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NMN. I'm gonna take 2. Usually I take like 6, but I've already taken a few today. What this does is that NMN is a precursor to what is called nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD, which is like pretty much energy in our body. So it helps support that. That's a big piece for me. So as far as fish oil, I rotate out with fish oil too. Like right now, today I ate a bunch of sardine, or I ate a bunch of oysters. I got a bunch of good omega-3s in. But what I will do is I'll take Alaskan cod liver oil. So I'll rotate again. I'll rotate my omega-3s. Sometimes I'll take krill. Sometimes I'll take algal oil. I really like algal oil. Sun Warrior has a great algal oil, so it's an omega-3 that's derived from algae. The reason I like cod liver oil is because I get vitamin D, I get retinol, vitamin A, and I take like 4 caps. I take a good amount. And again, something I rotate with. And I'll also rotate through, like I said, calamine, which is derived from squid, krill, which is krill oil. Then I'll rotate through like a cold water or like a small fish, like an anchovy or a sardine type oil, which is just again going to be a high omega-3, a little bit more EPA than DHA. The thing I like about cod liver oil is it's high DHA. That's what I really want to aim for. So that's it. I don't take much. And again, vitamin D I'm usually getting naturally because I don't like to get it synthetically. As much as I can, I try to avoid that. Not that it's bad, but if I can get it naturally, I'd much rather have that. And if I'm eating sardines that have the bone in them and everything like that, then I'm in business. So then one of the things that I think is really important as I kind of wind down the night is I really do my best to limit my screen time, to try to not be on my phone as much as I possibly can, to try to cut out the computer time, especially if I can, especially like an hour before bed. Right now, it's a little after 8. I finished dinner a little bit later than I would have liked to. I usually don't like to eat beyond 3 hours before bed. I feel like, you have all these different blood glucose issues that happen, blood sugar spikes, and a lot of times after you eat, even if it's totally ketogenic, you'll have a little spike in blood sugar and then you'll have a follow-up spike in blood sugar that happens after you go to sleep. So that's why it's really important to try to limit how much you eat before bed. Try to just eat and then relax. So what I will do is I'll probably have like some peppermint tea or some nighttime tea to kind of help calm me down. I love chamomile, but chamomile, there is one issue that I have if I have chamomile all the time. Okay, chamomile acts upon what's called the benzodiazepine receptor. And there are a lot of pharmaceuticals that act upon the benzodiazepine receptor, one that starts with an X, let's just say that, because I can't say it on YouTube because they'll shut me down. But if you do a little, yeah, you figured out X. So what I'll do is I'll rotate chamomile tea because chamomile tea will bind to that receptor. It sometimes makes me feel groggy in the morning, but I'm just super in tune with myself with that. So I'll switch out one that doesn't have chamomile, and then I'll go with another one that maybe has a little bit more passion flower, which gives me that calming effect without necessarily the potential hangover effect that I get from the benzodiazepine receptor being acted upon. So I'll kind of show you. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to have some tea right now. I'm going to have some peppermint tea because it helps with digestion. So Thrive Market once again. See a pattern here, and I'll use Trader Joe's Well Rested one. I know this one has a little bit of chamomile in it, but it's kind of a mix of chamomiles and passion flower. It doesn't have much chamomile. One thing that I almost forgot that I like to do after dinner and kind of before bed, especially today was a pretty full keto day, and what I mean by that is I don't typically do a keto day on a day where I am filming. I usually am fasting. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be making a drive. About 4 hours. I'm going to be sitting down a lot, so I'm probably just going to fast tomorrow. It just makes sense. I won't be working out as much, and if I do, it's going to be later in the day, and it just makes sense for me to fast. So I ate a larger dinner too. So anyhow, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little bit of apple cider vinegar, maybe a little more than 2 tablespoons, a little bit of water. Okay, eyes are a little watery. So not only does that help with digestion, help with blood glucose control, but remember this morning how I said how it gets you into a fasted state faster? Well, it's going to do that if I have it before I go to bed too. It's going to help me kickstart that process a little bit more. So by the time I wake up in the morning, my cells will already be in a little bit more of that what's called AMPK phosphorylation mode, which means they're phosphorylated. The body's energy sensor is already a little bit lower, saying, hey, this guy is hungry. We need to start burning fuel from his fat stores and from gluconeogenesis and things like that. I'm pretty lean, so it usually starts pulling from gluconeogenesis from other substrates. Point is, I'm getting a longevity benefit out of it that way. Combine that with the nicotinamide mononucleotide that I take and some of the other supplements that I add into my routine and the kind of diet that I ate today, very low saturated fat, lots of monounsaturated fat, putting me deep into a state of ketosis because monounsaturated fats are going to get you there faster. It just ultimately is a perfect recipe. Now it's time to kick back, relax, and get ready for bed. That people laugh at all the time, my wife makes fun of me, is I have my blue blocking glasses again, except this one have a little bit of a red lens on them. Now the ones I was using earlier block the blue light from our devices. These block 100% of our blue light. So see these lights up here? These are LEDs. They're cool because they save energy, but they still emit a bunch of blue light. So here I am in a house that quite frankly doesn't have dimmers, and that needs to change. I need to talk to my contractor about that or just do it myself. It's bright. If I had these lights on and I was hanging out, it'd be hard for me to fall asleep. So now I've got my tea. I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and watch a show about Romania. You can tell I have kids since the Polar Express is on. I always thought that Romania was just the land of giant people and cathedrals, but apparently there's some pretty dang cool places there. That's one. Anyhow, this is it for the rest of the night. Low key, wait until I get tired, my blue blocking glasses on. Normally I've got kids that are going to bed and nighttime routine and you're going and blowing until it's time to crash out. But tomorrow I'll wake up, might go for a little run and then hit the road and stay in a fasted state until probably 4 p.m. So as always, keep it locked in here on my channel. Thanks for joining me in this Day in the Life 2-part series where you got to see a little bit of my uneventful filming day that's just kind of a busy grind, but with some good food mixed into it. Hopefully you learned something, and as always, keep it locked in here on the channel. I'll see you tomorrow.